Okay, so again, everybody, appreciate you joining us tonight. What is today? December 7th. And this is really just our first call of moving forward. And tonight, I just want to touch base. We've got a lot of good things to share. I kind of, we were talking about success leaving clues, and just kind of want to start there because it's obvious that we've had some coaches that have really accelerated their business over the last few months, and it's not just by chance. It's by commitment, dedication, creating momentum, and having a vision initially and going after that. So that's one of the things that Elizabeth, Shawnell, and Courtney especially over the last few months have taught me through some of the Beachbody promotions that we have throughout the year, where we get together, whether it be a small team of 5 or small teams of 2, like in the Team Beachbody Cup or the Fall Classic, where we really just build relationships through either a Facebook page or through an email thread. And it was really when we started doing that communication accelerated between really the 4 of us, and we had some other girls in there as well. But communication started, relationships were built, trust, and just the ability to express our fears, our failures, really celebrate successes. And as we started doing that, we were able to turn those into creative visions in forward, thinking. And as we started doing that and have done that over the last few months, we do have our Facebook page, Diamond Dashers, where there's information, and we celebrate, celebrate successes and recognition and things. We've got another one that wants to join the meeting. So
he's very nosy.
Exactly. What we want to do is we want to include everybody that wants to be part of this movement. And I really have to, say thank you to Elizabeth, Shawnell, and Courtney for moving this and being such support and driving force in this. And I think it's going to create a lot of success in our team by building the foundation for continued success. So as I mentioned, sorry, eyelash in my eye. We want to open up an email, Facebook, if this is even possible. And maybe there's another tool that we haven't had a chance, or I haven't had a chance to explore, and that's where advice and input is very important from everybody. But when we come up with something, or we can celebrate immediate successes of a challenge pack sold, or hitting success club, or hey, I got a question, or whatever it might be. We've been able to do that in the Facebook group messaging that we've set up through these past challenges, and we want everybody to be part of that. So they've also been the driving force in creating 30-day challenge groups, which I believe everybody in here has been or is in one of our 30-day challenge groups. And the creative thought and just the vision that the 3 ladies that I've mentioned already, Elizabeth, Shawnell, and Courtney, have put in this, and they've really driven this home. Our challenge groups have always done well, but they are thriving at this point. And I got to credit you girls for doing that and changing that up, because they're fantastic. We just ran a 7-day jumpstart. We had several participants where there was no Beachbody product involved. It was just focused on relationship building, inviting people in that maybe said no prior, where we focused on putting together a 7-day deal to help people as a bridge from saying no or they're not interested into getting them into the 30-day challenge groups or the coaching opportunity. The driving force behind 5-day coach camp, which I'm 1 video short. I think I've got to record 1 video, and I'm hoping to release that so that anybody that is fence sitting that you might have been talking to in the past about coaching, we can set up, whether it be once a month or once every 2 weeks, or however, where you individually as a coach can take this outline that we put together and have a 5-day coach camp of your own for people that are interested in coaching. 3-day sneak peeks into our actual Diamond Dashers. So those are just some of the things that we've been having success with, and I credit everybody that's been involved with that. But really, the reason we want to start this call tonight and move forward with opening this thread and group message tomorrow is just creating that bonding effect within our team and really supporting the coaches that are being proof of the product. Being proof the product works. Taking Shakeology every day, plugging into the challenge groups and reaching out to people and creating momentum by just focusing on the things that we need to in building relationships with people. So we can do that, and we're going to build our own relationship and the foundation of our team through this Facebook thread. And maybe, like I said, there's another opportunity that's going to be better where communication might be more effective. And again, if there's any input on that, I'm all ears. But some of the things we want to celebrate in particular, Success Club points, Success Club 5, for those of you that aren't coaching yet, but that are interested and you start getting into the coaching, there's kind of a foundation or a bar that's set of hitting Success Club 5 each month and growing your business. And we want to celebrate that. We want to celebrate, when we help somebody find the right challenge pack, that being, Shakeology and the proper program. We want to, help people overcome their fears, past failures. We just want to be there for each other. And I think this is going to help. I talked with Courtney and Elizabeth and Shawnell a little bit. We've come up with some topics moving forward. I just started writing some things down and kind of shared with some of the girls. Well, there's all kinds of topics, small topics, large topics, main topics that we all have to deal with in the coaching business, whether it be objections, prospecting, how to set up your challenge groups, how to get from being a coach to Emerald to Ruby to Diamond, where coach placements. These are just things that came off my head as I was trying to prepare a little bit for the call. So we want to focus on some of that so that you guys are armed with that information. It's no consequence that we have Elizabeth, who's going to be reaching Emerald, and Courtney, who we talked about the other night, who can reach Ruby basically at the end of this month, and Shawnell, who's reached Diamond, and Jeff, has been an Emerald and, is growing his business. So it's not consequence that this happens. You guys are all focused. So congratulations on rank advancements for everybody and everything, but we want to celebrate that in a larger scale with each coach, as they come on board. Have I lost anybody? You guys all are we up to speed? I'm just laying out some groundwork here, so it's pretty self-explanatory. But one of the things that I really wanted to focus, besides laying the groundwork, was on this call. Moving forward, in knowing this is, we want to have a clear vision. We want to start looking for current coaches and coaches when you come on board. I cannot express, and personally, this has been a failure of mine in the past. When I get new coaches that come on board as their sponsoring coach, as their personally sponsoring coach, I seem to be accepting of the fact that they just tell me, hey, I want to do this. This is where I'm at. I don't dig deeper. So what we want to do is, moving forward, and I'm talking to everybody in this call that's going to listen on playback, is if you want to be part of this movement, one of the things we want to do is really focus right now in this first week. We're going to open up this group message tomorrow on Facebook. But the one thing this week, and it might take more than a week, but I really want to focus on coaches, on veteran coaches, and then as coaches come in, we have to be crystal clear in creating a vision for every single coach. I mean, it has to be a clear vision. It can be, they want to pay off debt. They want to get in the best shape of their life. We've got to break that down. It can be their fears, overcoming past failures. But we have to identify with what those coaches want we want to create this safe haven for them to share that, not just with their personally sponsored coaches, but with all of us, so that we can help support them reach those goals or overcome those fears with a specific date in mind. That is going to create a ton of momentum. It's going to give them something to work for. And I know that you folks that are on the call and are going to be listening have that same ideal and vision, and we want to create that. So I know I have to spend some time. I've been spending time on, I know what I wanted in 2015. I'm not going to get there without any of you guys reaching your goals. Okay. So I want to help you. I want to share my goals by the end of this week within this Facebook thread. But I want to encourage you guys to pick out basically 3 goals, and maybe you have more, but a personal goal, like just something in your personal life. It could be family, whatever is personal to you. It could be business. I want to, business related. Maybe you've got 3 of those. Maybe you got 3 personal, and then just something fun, because we want this to be fun. If that means taking a vacation with your family, or, running in a half marathon, that's one of my goals. That's a personal goal, but
that's an awesome goal.
Yeah, I know I get some support there.
You get a medal.
I've only done 5K, so I've literally chickened out on all these half marathons. So
it's a great distance.
Yeah. I did the Chicago Urban Athlon up in Chicago, of course. It's not going to be done in St. Louis. Stupid, but it was 11 miles and it had obstacles in it. So I'd love to do that. But I want people. The only way I'm going to do that is if I have somebody supporting me. I promise you that. And so if you guys have those goals, everybody has those type of goals. We have goals that we can actually put our hands on and we can accomplish by ourselves. But then we also have push goals. So a push goal being getting from emerald to diamond. We can't control some of what our coaches do, but we can control the actions to get there and the daily habits. So those are the things that I think that are very important. Is we just want to open communication, share our goals, and we want to have fun with this. And we want this to be when there's information that comes up on a new challenge group, or if Elizabeth, wants to run a 7-day jump start and Courtney's wanting to do a 5-day coach camp, we can promote that within this. Our team page, there seems to be some information that's missed. So if Courtney decides to run a 5-day coach camp on, January 8th, and, by then, Cassie, you're a coach and you've got 2 people that you think might be interested in coaching, you can put them in Courtney's coach camp. So it works together. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, my last thing that I have is what I want to do personally is Wednesday at noon. I'm going to open, and I'll put it in our team page as well, but at noon, I know it's in the middle of the day, but for any of you that are like on your lunch hour and you've had some time to think, or you have questions, I'm just going to open a Zoom call. I'll put the link out there. We'll share it, but I'm going to be doing my own work. So it's not like I'm going to be taken away, but I want to open my, an hour. So if you guys can join me, if you have questions, I want to just make myself available for question and answers, or 3-way, conversations with other people that might be fence sitting or challenge pack questions, whatever it is. I'm just going to open up a Zoom call. You guys can join me, and I'm not going to have an itinerary. It's just going to be me working. And then if somebody joins in, then we'll go over whatever you guys have, because I'm going to try to do that more often. Okay. And hopefully that helps, and establish some sort of team call, whether it be every other week. I want your input as to nights that are good, times that are good, so that we can try to make as much progress as possible without overdoing it. So these are all ideas that I have, but that's really all I have. But there's just so much excitement. There's so much momentum going on our team that is only recognized week to week. And then when, personally a coach will say something, but this is a way to just really focus together as a team and start building a very strong foundation. And I want to capitalize on that for everybody. So do we have any questions or anything right at the moment? Input? I know you guys might have some input, but I'd love to hear from anybody that's on the call. Nothing at this time. Sure.
I was like waiting for like, is somebody gonna say something? I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. But for me, I think that moving from November to December, like I love the challenge group that we had last month, and just like the participation. And I feel like, and I don't know if it was offering the incentives and the rewards, but I love how motivated people were, and I want to continue to find different ways to motivate people and to get people excited. And so it was fun for me.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what this is about, is helping people create momentum, success, self-confidence, and you girls are creating that. I mean, that's fun. That's what this is coaching opportunities about, is creating success. So love it. Elizabeth, it looked like you were going to say something. Sorry.
No, I was just, earlier I was going to say that I will be Emerald next week, so that's exciting.
Yay!
I got all
Yes.
signed up.
That's right.
I had 2 people drop Shakeology, but I had them join as a coach, so keeping the momentum throughout the group and the support throughout the group is really important when the business isn't going so well. So right now I'm really trying to focus on getting my business in order, but also the motivation and support from the group. Challenge groups, just Diamond Dashers group, the threads that the 4 of us have had every once in a while. It's really motivating, and it's really fun to be part of this, and I hope we get more people involved with taking a leadership role. It's really great.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. That Emerald's a big step, and Jeff, I know you've had, and Courtney and Sean L have had great success, and being an Emerald coach, you start getting customers from Beachbody. It's one of the only multi-level marketing businesses where just for doing your job, in a sense, and doing what we do as coaches, you're rewarded with customers that buy from, the infomercials or buy Shakeology online. They actually give you customers just for being a good coach. Once you reach the Emerald status and building your business, they trust that you're going to be reaching out to your customers via email or phone, and supporting them. So I know that we've all taken advantage of that, and Elizabeth, you'll be getting those very soon. So congratulations. And so climbing ranks, like I said, it's no surprise that we've had so much success with that lately. But we want to continue that, and I know we have coaches that are in, everybody's downline on this call that aren't on this call, but that they have aspirations of growing a successful business. So that's why it's important that we, do our best to help support, and get them started. And it's their opportunity and their choice to do so. And we want everybody to take full advantage of that. The more people underneath you that are Emerald or above means more customers that are coming in through your downline, which means more residual income potentially. So that's always the best thing. You guys have all seen that here in your paycheck. So, but yeah, so does anybody have any thoughts on what might be, Jeff? Maybe you've got something you want to add, but some like subjects that you can think of that need to be looked at over the next 8, 12 weeks, whatever it is, 4, 8, 12 weeks, that either you've struggled with or you've had success with, or something that that your downline could benefit from.
I know personally with me, I'm seeing a lot of interest and growth coming from the hospital that I work at.
Okay.
The word's getting around.
Okay.
I really like what Elizabeth and Courtney and Chanel did with the challenge group last month. Just to echo what you were saying and what Courtney was saying about some additional incentives. I think that we usually see from the challenge groups that I've noticed, you see a big boost at the beginning, and it kind of tampers off a little bit in the middle and then at the end, especially when you throw Thanksgiving holiday in there. But I think that some incentives like that did keep the group more consistent throughout the whole month. And I really don't have anything to suggest for new topics or anything like that.
Okay.
But I've been, for the 7 challenge groups that I've done, I've just been seeing it progressively becoming more interested. I get more and more people. You've seen me invite more and more people to the challenge groups, and I think the word's getting out, where, at least in my place of employment, that it's becoming, I'm having people come up and say, hey, I hear you're a Beachbody coach. Can I see what kind of products and things that may interest me and things like that? So I'm encouraged by everything. And then you also have people wanting to just join challenge groups. So that's great.
Yeah. You've got a good point. And I think you might be hitting on something without even realizing it, in the sense that I've noticed in your business in the last few challenge groups, you hit it right on the head there, that you've been inviting people, and people are asking you about it. So I think one of the things that you could add to conversation is how you're getting through that invite process and getting people into the challenge group. Because as a guy, I'll be honest with you, most guys struggle getting challengers into the group. Okay. As to where women tend to have more of an ability to do that, because it's more about relationship and,
Sure.
And it's been a lot of conversation going on about this lately, is how guys are in the business different from the women. And just the guys tend to be more business oriented, just like the entrepreneurial portion of the business, and the women are about the relationships and those type of things. And you've got a great, you must have a great approach, because you're getting people in there at a pretty remarkable rate. So, at some point, maybe you can share, your techniques of going through the invitation process, or, forming them. And I'd love to hear, some of your input as the group goes on some of that. So that would be awesome. And yeah, when they put the rewards in there, we did that years ago, and it still wasn't as effective. So the way that you girls did that is remarkable. So that's what we need, though. We need more of that. We need more people, obviously, to pitch in and to have a voice and to bring support and excitement to those groups, and they'll continue to grow. And, but that didn't make a big difference. So thank you, Jeff. Anything else, guys, at this time?
Just real quick, I was going to ask Jeff, Courtney and Elizabeth, we are switching each month with this current group right now. And we were wondering, or I was wondering, if you wanted to kind of take on the last week of it. I will send you like the outline that I have. I'll email that to you. You can either just copy what I have, or if you want to add your own twist to it, or add information that you want to. And that's if you feel comfortable doing that. I think you're a great leader, and you do fantastic in these groups. So
yeah, I'd be glad to.
Yeah.
And I'll cover it more, with you on that too. So
that would rock. That would be awesome. Good idea, Chanel. Thank you, Jeff, for taking that challenge and stepping up for that. That'll be big for you moving forward, and as a leader as well for your team, and them seeing you have an active part in that. So that's a great start and a great opportunity. Guys, I know we only have about 6 minutes left, according to my timer up at the top there. But anything else? We can close out if not. But I really appreciate everybody joining. And just two last thoughts on the group that'll open up tomorrow in the threading. I want you guys to really consciously this week think about your goals for the rest of this month. Hitting Success Club before before December hits, before the Christmas week. Okay, try to hit Success Club by the 22nd or the 20th, and look into creating those goals, the reason you want those goals, and what date you're going to hit those particular goals in 2015. Okay, let's look into 2015 and create reachable, attainable goals, and ones that we can share, ones that we can support each other on, because it's very important. And then also, a big part of this moving forward is our business is going to grow as a direct reflection of how much we're willing to grow as people. Okay. And I wish I would have found self-development years and years ago, but I would like for everybody that's going to be in this thread to pick out at least one good book or one good audio you can listen to when you're driving to work or when you're dropping kids off, because what we put in our brain is just as important. So find something that is going to encourage you to become a better person, a better parent, a better spouse, better child to your parents, whatever it is. We have hundreds of books that we can recommend and audios if you need some help. I think there's a list of like 30 or 40 maybe in our team page. Charnel and I were talking about that. But I encourage everybody to pick up something on self-development and establish your goals. So if there's nothing else, gang, let's have a great week. We'll open the group tomorrow. I'll put out a thread just welcoming everybody, and then let's make it happen. Okay? All right, gang. Have a good night. Appreciate your input and your involvement in joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for
Have a good
having
night.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks.